What's going on, fellow crafting contestants, and welcome back to another video. My name's Kreek, and this is a new mod spotlight for Minestrappolation 4, update 4.3.0. Now, before we get started, I do want to say that if you have not seen the previous parts of my mod spotlight series for this mod, you should probably go check them out. I'll have links to them in the description. That way, you're up to date on all the items and blocks and features that this mod adds, and you're not confused when we go over the new stuff that this update adds. So all those links will be in the description. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right on into update 4.3.0. Alright, so the first thing that 4.3.0 adds in are these lovely little blocks here called wooden boards. And they're a wooden board type for every single type of wood. And how you get these is you take some oak wood or whatever type of wood you want to make the boards out of. You go to a carpenter's bench here and you do a 4x4 grid, and bam, you get 24 oak wood boards. Bam, just like that. Take a look at that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, if you want to make some mossy versions of those, you can actually use some hanging moss and just drop this in here. So, for example, we'll take some wooden boards here, surround it, and then just get some hanging moss, and boom, there you have 8 mossy oak wooden boards. And these don't actually do anything. They just look cool, and you can build with them, and they look pretty nifty. Alright, so next up we have some tomato seeds, and you can get tomato seeds by breaking ferns or by breaking mud blocks. Has a chance to give you some from each. And then with tomato seeds, you can actually plant them in the ground, as you can see right here, and get a nice little tomato plant. And with the tomato plant, you can get some tomatoes. And with tomatoes, you can get some tomato sauce. You can craft it with a wooden bowl, a tomato, another tomato, and some peppercorns, and that will give you some tomato sauce. Now, once you have tomato sauce, you can actually use an alloy furnace to get a variety of other items, such as some tomato soup, some dried spaghetti, and some actual spaghetti. So to get some tomato soup, you're going to want to take some fat and some tomato sauce, and just stick that into an alloy furnace, and this will get cooking, or it should, there we go. It's going to get cooking, and this will give you some tomato soup, which you can then eat and restore some lovely food points. As you can see, there's some tomato soup right there. And same way for the dried spaghetti, one fat, or one dough, and one steel mesh. And then for the actual spaghetti, it is one tomato sauce and some dried spaghetti. So stick some of this in here, bam, bam, take that out, and this should give us some lovely spaghetti here. Man, I love spaghetti. It's actually my favorite food. Love it. Boom, there we go, there's some spaghetti. Awesome. Next up though, the mod adds in 2 types of pipes. We have the regular old pipe here, which you can get by crafting 5 copper ingots and a dropper. That will give you 16 pipes. And then you also have a filter pipe, which you can get with 1 regular pipe, a bronze plating, and 1 hopper, and that will give you 2 filter pipes. And how these work, it's pretty self-explanatory. You connect 2 pipes, you can connect it to a chest, and say I put something in the top pipe here, bam, it's going to go straight down the pipes, right back into the chest. Now, how the filter pipe works here is you can connect it to a chest, and the slot right here, you can put an item in it, and it will only allow items through that are similar to this item here. So, for example, let me take the water bucket out, and I'm going to take this water bucket, and I'm going to stick it up here. Now, this should, as before, go through all the pipes, but it didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a filter to this, a water bucket filter, and bam, there it is. It has went through the pipes, and it is now in the chest. Next up though, we have some dimensium ore, and you can get this stuff from the end. Here's what it looks like. You have to have a titanium pickaxe to mine it actually, but it drops in the end. You can find it in the end, and you can mine it, and it will give you some dimensium ore. And with dimensium ore, you can actually melt that into some dimensium ingots if you want, using a melter here. Alternatively, you can crush it using a crusher into some dimensium ore chunks, and you can crush the ingots into some dimensium dust, and these are used later on in some very high-tech items. You can also craft a dimensium block with 9 ingots here, and it looks pretty nifty. Looks awesome. Nice pink purpley block there. But there's also continuum ore. Same thing, spawns in the end. You can mine it with a titanium pickaxe, and it can be crushed into some ore chunks and melted into a continuum-filled hourglass, which I'll get to in a moment. Alright, so the hourglasses that this mod adds in is pretty awesome. So first off, we're going to want to craft an empty hourglass. And you can craft that with 4 bronze ingots, 2 redstone slabs, or redwood slabs I should say, and 1 glass bottle. Now the empty hourglass does nothing besides look cool. You can put it down and maybe put it on a desk, make it look super smart, but it doesn't do anything other than that. What you're going to want to do with this is actually craft some other items, like the cold red sand-filled hourglass, the cold sand-filled hourglass, sand-filled, etc., etc. And you can do this by taking some red sand. So for the red sand-filled hourglass, take some red sand, empty hourglass, bam, red sand-filled hourglass. Same for the sand-filled. Take some sand, take an empty hourglass, bam, sand-filled hourglass. Cold red sand, same old thing. Same thing for the cold sand as well. Now what these bad boys do is you can put them down, and you can flip them over, and when you flip them over, they'll actually emit a redstone signal. As you can see, I have it hooked up to a redstone comparator that is then hooked up to a piston, and this is a cold, this is a default sand hourglass. So this is this one right here, the sand-filled hourglass. And as it winds down and ticks down, it will emit a signal. Now, the difference here between these four is that this one lasts the shortest amount of time, and this one lasts the longest. So it goes from red sand to regular sand to cold red sand to cold regular sand. And that is the hierarchy here of tiers. Next up, though, we have an actual redstone hourglass. And you can craft this with just, redstone, empty hourglass, bam, redstone filled hourglass. And this works pretty much the same way, except it emits a redstone signal by default. And just in one block area, as you can see, you don't have to have anything hooked up to it. You just right click it, flip it over, and bam, you have a redstone signal. And then finally, the continuum filled hourglass here, which I showed you before, you can actually put down. I'll put one down right here. There's actually one right here, but I'll put another one down. And what this thing does is if we go to nighttime, let me go to time set night here. You can see it actually emits a slightly soft glow. So it glows in the dark a tad bit, and it also goes through to infinity. So it will basically drip the sand down over and over and over and over again to eternity. It lasts forever. So that redstone signal will keep going and keep going for the end of eternity. But it also looks pretty nice because look at it, it's lovely. The animation just keeps on going, and it emits a nice little light blue glow, and it's awesome. Alright, so next up, this mod adds in some bronze platings. And you get bronze plating by taking 6 bronze ingots. We'll just take these, put it into a stone cutter, and bam, that will give you a bronze plating. And then with the bronze plating, you can make a ritual conduit. It is 7 iron ingots and 1 bronze plating, and that will give you a ritual conduit. And then you can put the ritual conduit down. And what this bad boy does is it's actually kind of freaky. You take some gas tiers. I have 3 right here, and you can fill one up with gas tiers. So as you can see, this one has gas tiers inside of it. You can see it moving around, and when you fill it up with gas tiers, it will actually emit a redstone signal, similar to the hourglasses. We have a comparator here, and then bam, redstone signal. And you can fill one up to 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and you can't go any more than 3. You can only fill one up to 3 times. So 3 gas tiers is the max one can use, and then you can hook it up to a redstone object, and it will be good to go. It will power it for eternity. This thing also has another use, as you can see right there. We'll get to that in a moment, but for right now, this is all this thing does. But this mod also adds in a withered bone, which you get from wither skeletons. Occasionally, it's kind of rare. And then with a withered bone, you can craft some death meal. And death meal is pretty interesting. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to come over here, and bam! Whoa, what is that? It's killing the landscape. It's basically the opposite of bone meal. You right-click some blocks with it, some grass or some flowers or some food, and it will turn that into withered ash, which you can actually use for some stuff later on. But it's kind of ugly, but also looks kind of neat as well. If you enjoy having dead landscape environments, this is definitely the item for you here. Next up, though, we have Ender Aura, and you can get this from an Endermite. These little buggers drop it. Let me actually go to easy mode, and this is what they look like. Very, very little creepy guy, actually. But you kill them, and they have a chance of dropping that lovely, lovely Ender Aura. And with the Ender Aura, you can actually craft a bottled Will-o'-the-Wisp. It is 1 glass bottle, 1 blaze powder, 1 Ender Aura, 1 grease, 1 animal bone, and 1 wither ash. And that will give you a bottled Will-o'-the-Wisp. And what this thing does is you take a candle, and you right-click a candle with it, and it turns the candle into like an evil candle. I forget the exact term for the candle. I think it's an unholy candle, I believe. But it's basically an evil candle, right? And it emits a little purpley glow, as you can see. Next up, though, we have Advanced Technological Doodads, which you can craft with 4 Diamond Dust, 4 regular Technological Doodads, and 1 Titanium Ingot, and that will give you an advanced one. And then with that, you can craft an Interdimensional Item Fishery with 2 Prismarine blocks, 1 Radiant Quartz, 2 Obsidian blocks, 1 Continuum-filled Hourglass, 2 Dimensium Ingots, and 1 Advanced Technological Doodad. That is a handful of words there, holy crap. But it also adds in these 4 items here: Compressed Dirt, Compressed Netherrack, Compressed Instone, and Compressed Glow Shrooms. And you get these by taking the respective items. So for example, Compressed Dirt will be 9 dirt. Put it in a crafting table, it will give you 1 compressed dirt. Same thing for Netherrack, 9 Netherrack, 1 compressed Netherrack. 9 Instone, 1 compressed Instone, etc., etc. Now, this actually works a little bit different here because this is a block concerning a dimension that's not yet added, but you have some glow shrooms here, and you can just pop that in here, and it will give you a compressed glow shroom. And what these bad boys do, besides, emptying up your chest space, is you can actually use them in this giant, awesome ritual thingy here, which we'll be getting into actually right now, and it'll actually give you some cool blocks and items. So what this thing is it's a summoning area for the Interdimensional Item Fishery. So by default, if you put this thing down, it's not going to do anything. And in fact, you can actually tell it looks different because it doesn't have the lovely little spikes on top and on the bottom, as you can see. This is not powered. It's not going to do anything. To power it, you're going to have to build this little platform here. And how you do that is you're going to need these items here. You're going to need 1 beacon, 20 ritual conduits, 4 prismarine, 12 obsidian bricks, 60 gas tiers, 4 chiseled radiance quartz, 4 candles, an interdimensional item fishery, and 4 bottled will-o'-the-wisp. And I'm going to go ahead and build one for you here. Let me show you how to build it. So first off, you take a beacon, smack it down in the middle. Take 4 ritual conduits, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the sides like that. And then you take your prismarine blocks, pop those bad boys down like so. And then you're going to surround this with ritual conduits. So keep on going around like so. Keep going, all the way around. There we go. And then you're going to take some obsidian bricks and put 3 on each side, like this. This cow, oh my god, this cow. He's a dancing disco cow. He wants to be a part of this. He wants to be a part of the Mon Spotlight. There we go. And bam, that is good. Now you're going to take your 60 gas tiers, and you're going to fill up all of these conduits here. All of them. You're going to need 60. You're going to fill every single one of them up. Every single one. It might take a little bit, because this is a lot of tiers to fill up. But you just keep on going. And keep on going, keep going around until everything is filled up and every gas tier is used. Alright, so I believe that everything is filled up and good to go here. So now what you're going to do, you're going to take 4 chiseled radiance quartz, pop them down on the sides like so, and place 4 candles, 1 on each. And then you're going to take your lovely little will-o'-the-wisp here and turn each candle into an unholy evil candle, like so. And then finally, take your interdimensional item fishery and pop that bad boy down, and boom, it gets the spikes, and that's how you know it is activated and ready to rock and roll. So now they have the interdimensional item fishery all set up and ready to go. How do you use it? Well, you're going to use your compressed dirt blocks, and your compressed netherrack, and your compressed instone, and the compressed glow shrooms to play around with it and get items. So for example, let me take 1 compressed dirt here, and I'm going to smack it right dead on top. It's going to deteriorate that, and in return, it's going to give me an item or block from that respective dimension. So this is dirt, which means it's going to give me a block or item from the current dimension I'm in, which is the overworld. And what did it give us? It gave us some diorite. Great. We can throw another one down, and it's going to give us another item or block from our current dimension, or from the dirt dimension, which is the overworld, which is our current one. And it gave us some wood. Fantastic. We got an achievement. Getting wood. Great. Kreek has wood, confirmed. Then we have some netherrack. Same thing. Throw 1 netherrack down. Put this thing on top. It will deteriorate it, and it will give you 1 item or block from that dimension. So we should get a nether block or item here. And give it a moment. Bam. And we got some bedrock. Great. That's just what I wanted. Bedrock. You can place it down and never pick it up again. Let's see if it gives like some netherrack. Maybe some it gave us more bedrock. Great. Same thing for Instone though. Pop one of these things on top and it will give you an item or block from the end. Maybe they'll give us some ore. some of that lovely ore that we had over there. Maybe. Come on. Let's see. Any minute. Oh, there we go. It gave us some Intstone. Fantastic. And the compressed glow shrooms is actually a block from an upcoming dimension called Diversia. Now, you can get the items blocks from this dimension. This will actually work if you put it in here, but you cannot access the dimension yet. It is not yet programmed into the game. But we'll pop that bad boy down. And the current items and blocks that this item will give you, or by doing this, it will give you Terra Creep Spores, Jadashite Crystal Root, Ashen Version Soil, Barren Version Soil, Version Grass, and Version Soil. Let's see what it gave us, actually. It gave us some glow shrooms. Fantastic. But these two items here are very cool. And in a minute, I'm going to go over them and show you what they do. So we have two items here, the Terra Creep Spore and the Jadashite Crystal Root. Now, the Terra Creep Spore is very interesting. How it works is you take some stone and you right-click it on the stone. And this will consume the Terra Creep Spore, but after about 20 minutes or so, that seems to be the time that it took for it to happen to me, this Terra Creep Spore will eat the stone that it's eating right now. It will finish consuming it. And then it has a chance of either spreading to the surrounding stone or just dying out and disappearing altogether. Now, I had it right here, and instead of spreading, it actually just killed itself and deteriorated, so it didn't spread. But down here, if I go down here, I actually had it on this block here, and it spread to the block above it, and then it died off. So what you can do is just fill up a whole bunch of blocks like so, and what this will do is it will spread to all the surrounding stone blocks around it, and slowly eat it out. That was a bad choice of words. It will slowly eat it out and give you basically a quarry-like effect. So instead of mining, instead of you going down there mining yourself, you can expand an entire underground location by just having this lovely Terra Creep eat out the stone for you. Fantastic. But we also have some Jadashite Crystal Roots, which you can put down on Version Grass, as you can see here. Here's the Version Grass. Here's the root, and over time this root will grow into a beautiful, amazing, pretty tree, as you can see. Now, if you break this tree, it will actually give you some Jadashite shards. And with shards, you can make a block of Jadashite, as you can see here, bricks, tiles, pillars, brick slabs, and even stairs. Finally, though, we have this amazing device here. It is amazing. It is the Ender Portal. And you can craft it with 2 blocks of Jadashite, 1 advanced technological doodad, 1 Ender R, 2 obsidian bricks, 1 crystal heart, and 2 dimensium ingots. And that will give you 2 Ender portals. Or porters. Ender portals? Whatever. And you're going to need some Ender pearls to go along with this. And how it works is you take some Ender pearls, you pop 2 down. So I have 1 here, and I have 1 right over there. And you just right-click it with an item in your hand. If you right-click it with no item, it's basically not going to do anything. But I'm going to right-click it with this item, and it's going to open up the interface here. And the interface, you can pop down some Ender pearls inside of it. And every time that the Ender portal is used, or the Ender portal, porter, that is so hard to say when you're used to saying portal. Every time it is used, it will consume an Ender pearl. So right here, we have 1 over here, and we have 1 right there. And how this bad boy works is you're going to take a positional chip. You can craft this with 4 redstone, 3 dimensium dust, 1 empty map, and 1 technological doodad. And you take this chip, and what you do is you go over here to the other porter here, and you right-click with it, and it will activate it. So as you can see, it is positioned on this coordinate on this block. And what you can do is you can go back over here, and right-click, pop it in here, and now if you go on this block, boom! Whoa, we're over here. That is very nifty. Very cool. It will teleport you to that block. And as you can see, if I take some more Ender pearls, it actually consumed 1. So it will use them up pretty fast if you use this thing as much as I do. Alright, so there's actually some other stuff you can do with the Ender portal here. Whatever. I'm going to call it the Ender thing. The Ender thing, okay? There's actually some other things you can do with the Ender thing. You can make some upgrade chips for it. So first off, you're going to need to make an Inert upgrade chip. And you can craft that with 4 copper ingots, 4 steel plating, and 1 technological doodad. And with that, you can make some preserver upgrades, which is an Ender aura here. That will give you a preserver upgrade. The collision upgrade is with a weighted pressure plate. The inversion upgrade is with a compass. The sufficiency upgrade is with an advanced technological doodad. Thank you, game. And then finally, we have a placer upgrade, which you can craft with a regular oil dispenser. And what each one of these does is we have the Preserver upgrade, which lowers the chance of the Ender thing consuming an Ender Pearl when used. We have the Collision upgrade, which makes the Ender thing teleport any entity that touches it. We have the Inversion upgrade, which makes the Ender thing teleport entities below it rather than above it. We also have the Sufficiency upgrade, which makes the Ender thing teleport entities to locations without another Ender portal. This is great. It's fantastic. Then we have the Placer upgrade, which makes the Ender thing place teleported block entities at the destination point. Now, I'm not going to show off each one of these, but I will show off. Let me go ahead and make it daytime here. There we go. I will show off one of these. So basically all you do is, oops, wrong button. Let me go back over here. I meant to right click it with an item, not with my bare hand. So let me right click it with an item. I'm going to put this upgrade chip in it here. There we go. So now whenever I touch this, it should send me over there by default, just by touching it. Bam! There we are. Fantastic. Alright, so lastly, I'm going to be showing you the upgrade that allows you to teleport entities and items to another location without a receiving Ender thingy. So here we go. I'm going to right click it and I'm going to put a, let's see here, a Sufficiency upgrade. So it should not need any other Ender thing for it to teleport me to that location. And then bam, there we go. It did teleport us without one. Fantastic. But that is going to be it for update 4.3.0 for the Minestrappolation for Mod Spotlight. If this video helped you out, be sure to hit that like button on your way out. It really helps me out and I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more Mod Spotlights like these, they come out every single Monday. So be sure to subscribe for more. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone!